rebranding is such a hot topic right now where everyone wants to rebrand into being their more authentic self. I fall into this. I am trying to rebrand myself to be authentic online and show up for people.
You got to believe.
Welcome to Girl Get Real. I am Sammy, and we're talking about adult friendships today with Jillian. Welcome, Jillian.
Thank you for having me.
What do you do for a living?
So I do so many things like everybody else seems to be doing right now. I'm an entrepreneur. So I have 2 different businesses. I have a social media marketing company and then a vinyl shop that I have online. And then I am a food influencer.
A food influencer. What are we going to be talking about today?
We're going to be talking about who I've unfriended lately online.
Ooh, that is so juicy. I'm so into this topic. So we met online. Speaking of unfriending and friending people online, I'm also in the social media marketing world. And I was working on a project and I was looking for a food influencer to help me with a campaign. And you're the sweetest person. Because I also was looking for someone who was like legitimately genuine. And when we met up for a coffee, I was just like, I vibe this girl.
Our 3-hour coffee dates.
Aren't we 3-hour coffee date? Holy cow. That was like a good intro into our friendship.
Correct. Yeah, it was so fun.
And I think one of the best things that also has been a part of our friendship is we were at a big food event recently. And when you left, you're like, I love you.
Yeah.
And I was like, I love this girl.
Yeah, it was a super fun food event, and thanks for inviting me again. And being able to help you to promote something was absolutely a dream for me. And being in my food world and being able to be a part of your food world was really cool.
Super cool. So, okay, let's get into it.
Okay.
Who have you actually unfriended lately?
So it depends on what account you're asking, but on my business account, I've definitely unfriended a couple past clients that are over a year old that we just don't vibe anymore, and that might be why we don't work together.
Why don't you vibe with them?
Their business and my business just went in different directions, so you're not going to be able to work with every single business that comes at you and asks you to do their social media, and that's something I've learned along the way is I'm not going to vibe with every single company.
Okay, when you're like meeting with someone, you're about to do work with them, you're deciding if they're going to be, a business relationship or a friend. What is like the key vibe that you want to get from people?
That they're a genuine company and they're not doing all of their social media for the wrong reason.
What are the wrong reasons?
Oh, all of the likes and follows they can get in the world and not having a genuine message behind their brand.
100%.
So I've worked with so many different companies that have been like that, and I've been like, I cannot do this anymore. This is draining. I don't personally care about likes and follows. I care about your content being out there and genuine engagement through community. So, yeah.
This is why we get along, because I'm very similar. I think being authentic in like work and in life is like the key, especially when you're branding a company. Like I think people forget that when we're branding and working with brands, it is about how you make people feel. It's not about the likes or like, going viral overnight, which is all nice and all, but it's like literally being authentic and genuine, because I think that's what people want nowadays. Like I feel like I can sniff out an authentic person from a mile away.
Yeah, and you can sniff out like Chat GPT doing a full page for somebody, whereas if you have somebody like you and me that does the background of everybody's brand, it sounds so much more inviting and genuine, and like there is a community behind the brand, and that's the kind of companies that I like to work with, and we've made that apparent with talking to each other and becoming friends online.
Well, I've unfriended some people lately too. I think every now and again, it's a really good idea to kind of go through your personal page and your work page and just kind of see, who still aligns with you and who doesn't. One thing that is really tricky working online is, and then also having friends online, there's 2 things I think that are really tricky: comparison and competitiveness. For me, I think I wear my heart on my sleeve, and when I share a work project or a work campaign, I really think people are just out there, thinking that this content is okay. And I've recently realized that no, there's a lot of people out here that are competitive and they want to take your work from you. and they want to chase the clout, and people are flexing big accounts when they also have paid for followers. Oh my goodness, that is like one thing that will not get me more fired up is people flexing their business account when it's got paid followers and it's like just like a genuine following, and they kind of try to gain clients by flexing and that kind of a thing. And then in just regular friendships, I feel like it's one of those things where we all sit back on like, late at night at 9 o'clock or on the weekend, and we keep seeing everybody online doing the funnest activities. And we're like, we have FOMO. Like, why are we not invited to that? And then I feel like sometimes there's an urge to unfriend because you're like, well, I wasn't invited to that. Like, how do you deal with that?
I think like what you said earlier, I'm chronically online. I run over 10 different accounts, including 4 of my own. So I'm online constantly and I see people's posts, the same posts all the time. So there are moments in my life that I get the FOMO and I'm like, oh my gosh, why wasn't I invited out to brunch that day? Or why didn't I get invited to that food event? Or why didn't I get invited on a boat sailing one day in the summer? And it is hard to kind of navigate that because as you know, as just as well as me, we don't have the stereotypical 9 to 5 job. So I can do things like come down here on middle of the day on a weekday, but at 8 p.m. tonight, I already know I'm having a dinner meeting with somebody for work while my friends are going to go out to a bar. So I think that being able to navigate what actually is important to you versus what is just cool online and for show is super important.
Or share.
But it's so true because, like, there's moments in my life where I love to say I don't have FOMO, but we talked about this before the show too. I do have FOMO of certain things, and it's more of the bonding experiences of people in my life who are going out for just coffee and having, like, the one-on-one chats instead of flaunting everything that they're doing online.
So do you get jealous?
Sometimes I think it's more of, because I have anxiety as well, I want the option to say no. So I want you to invite me and potentially be able to say, "Oh, I can't because 'cause I'm working, but can we make a different plan?" So I have a little bit more control because 'cause I'm not super great at, dropping everything for plans because I can't with my job.
That's kind of it. That's like touching on being an adult,
Mhm.
finding new friendships. You want to do it, but at the same time, you're an adult and you're like, I want to be invited, but I also want the option to not go.
Yeah, I wanna be included. I think that's
Be included.
what we're kinda getting at is I wanna be included in it. I wanna be in the thought process of it even if I can't go. So when the invite isn't there and you just see it online, it does feel like a punch in the face because 'cause you're like, "Oh, I thought I was your friend too."
Yeah, and I think online can really mess us up in friendships, especially like when we're older and we're busy and we have families and we have workloads and we are seeing what looks to be like everybody having the time of their lives.
Yeah,
But the reality is it's only such a short
just
little.
be under an hour.
Yeah, so we get in our heads and we're like, we wanted to be invited to all of this, but realistically, we can't really attend.
Every single thing that I want to. I wanna pretend I can.
I mean, I think most of my girlfriends right now in adulthood, well, most of my friends that I have are from childhood.
Yeah.
Just like the long-term friends that there's 6 of us that I could probably call at like 4 in the morning. I'm sure they get together without me every now and again, but we all do the group chat, but it's really hard to get together with people. And then I have a batch of like newer friends that I've made in adulthood. And those are the ones that I'm a little bit more insecure about. And I really want to be invited to all the events. But there's something also that we can do. We can invite people out.
Yep. Well, I was gonna say it's funny that you say that because I am in a position kind of like that as well. Like, I have my core girlfriends that I can call at 4 AM and be like, "This is happening. I'm going through a heartbreak. Oh my god, it's my time of the month. I just need to talk." But they all don't live here, so the group of women that I've been surrounding myself with are all super new to me, and I get super self-conscious about inviting them places or being invited places by them and not wanting to let them down, but then having to make sure that I navigate my work-life balance properly. And
How would you let them down?
I don't know, that's an anxiety thing, I think, though, like a social anxiety thing as well. And then we all know making friends in adulthood is hard. So if you do make one and you have that feeling that you're gonna let them down, I feel like you kind of overcompensate. So that's kind of where I am with my adult friendships, and I'm trying to navigate that as best I can.
I totally agree with the social anxiety piece. I think that's something that, well, for me and for you, it seems to be a thing. And a lot of people don't know that about me. I don't know. I think you share a little bit more about the social anxiety piece on your food page because you talk a lot about accessibility and where people can kind of go out to eat that aren't overstimulating and a little bit calmer. I think for me, the social anxiety got worse with age. And I think how that shows up for me, which I'm trying to navigate right now, is jumping in too soon sometimes with people because it all just seems so great in the beginning. And like you say, you don't want to let them down. And so you overcompensate. I usually am who I am. Like I don't know how to overcompensate, but I think I overindulge.
Yeah.
Like if they invite me to everything, I'll just say yes when it's actually kind of inconvenient for me.
Yeah, and I think that that kind of happens to me, especially in Victoria being laid out how it is, like, even with, my friends in Sydney or my friends in Souk, and I don't live anywhere near them, and that they're like, "Let's do this, let's do this, let's do this." I'm like, "Yeah, for sure. It's only gonna take me an hour to get there. It's super fine, though." So I think being able to really put down your own or put your boundaries up and be like, "Okay, I can do this on this day or this day or this day, but I can't do it every single time you ask me to come out," is important. Those strong boundaries in adult friendships are tricky to navigate because you want those friends because you don't have that huge group like you had in high school anymore if you had that group in high school.
Let's talk about befriending clients
Absolutely.
because we've both done it.
Yeah. So I have done it very recently, and I know you have as well.
Oh, I've unfriended some friends too.
So I think the easiest part about unfriending a client for me is letting them know. Being like, "Hey, we did work together for this amount of time. I will support you in every way I can from my business account, but for my personal account, I need that space again." And that's kind of how I go about it. So my personal account, I no longer follow so many of my clients.
This is tricky, especially when you have 4 accounts.
I would say with my food account, I think that that's a big one where we had talked previously about this. I have been trying to navigate the food realm of humans because there's a lot of food influencers in Victoria. And I've met them through different events that I've been through going to different restaurants and festivals. And I think being able to navigate who is a real friend versus who is chasing clout, like we had talked about, and who's there for the wrong reasons have been really important to me and eye opening. In the last month, I've probably unfriended, unfollowed, and stopped supporting about 5 different people in the food world that do pretty much what I do, except not to the full extent with a blog and everything. It's hard because I still see them in certain places. The Dine Around Gala, I saw a bunch of them there. At different restaurant openings, I saw them all there. But being able to stay true to your boundaries and yourself and saying, we don't align properly.
Like, does anybody ever notice the unfollow and reach out?
100%.
They do.
I've had 2 out of the 5 people reach out and be like, "Why do you no longer follow me? Why aren't you liking my posts?"
And did you tell them?
Yeah. I have no problem being blunt with people and saying, "I no longer follow you because our, like, moral compasses don't align," and that's super important to me, and a couple of them were posting things online that I just knew weren't true, and they weren't being genuine, and they were doing what they were doing for free food or free tickets to somewhere, and I get invited to those things as well, and I have no problem saying, yeah, sometimes I support certain businesses for the perks of the business, but I'm never going to write a fake review about something or say, "Oh my gosh, everyone should go here and eat at this great restaurant," when I didn't like it and I didn't have a good experience. It wasn't accessible. So I think, yeah, making sure that I'm telling people why is important as well, just as telling people what I'm doing and where my morals lie and what I hope to get out of my page.
I just had a pretty like rough unfollow, unfriending related to like some work stuff. I'm very professional. So whether I have to see you out, I have to run into you at an event, those things matter to me. So I'm a huge communicator. And like you said, like I would typically communicate how things didn't line up for me. And then, but some people choose to ignore those. That's difficult for me. It's difficult that people can't sometimes navigate those conversations in a very professional way, and it has to get to that point where now we're doing this online behavior when in real life, it's so much different. Like,
I also think part of it for me is because I'm an introvert in real life. Like, when you meet me, I'm not super extroverted. Like, I'm a Leo and I have a lot of those tendencies, but you have to really get to know me for them to come out. But online, I can be an extrovert, and I am an extrovert online. So when I do run into people and they choose not to be professional about things, I have to like take a step back and be like, okay, bring out that lion in you and be extroverted and tell them exactly what's going on. Because if you don't, they're just going to run with the idea of what they think is going on. So I've definitely learned that in unfriending people and closing off friendships. It's definitely led to some awkward moments and friendship heartbreaks, which no one prepares you for.
a friendship heartbreak. Oh,
Yeah, the worst.
man, they're really, really, really tough. Like, I've had friends where I've talked to them like every single day, and then we go to not talking at all. And I think I know where things ended, but they don't really communicate that. And so having a friendship heartbreak is really tough.
When you break up with a partner and people know that, they give you space to grieve it. And it's hard to tell somebody, hey, me and my friend of 15 years are no longer talking. I'm not 100% today, because they'll be like, to them, it's not the same unless they've been through it. So it's a tricky thing to navigate, especially on your own, because now your best friend's gone. Like, it's so tricky.
And then you see that said best friend with your other friend
Online, immediately
online.
unfollow.
Immediately unfollow. Bitch, what are you doing?
Yeah, go and unheart everything. Like,
That is something that's not something that's ever happened directly to me, but I've seen it online where you're like, I thought this person
I thought they didn't like each other.
I thought they didn't like each other. Now
Yeah,
they're like
the best friends? Weird.
internet. But then again, it's like so hard to tell what is real.
Online,
What is
yeah.
real online and who's
Correct.
being fake, and what fake friendship is happening here,
Yeah.
and why did you just all of a sudden jump into being a friend just because that other friend is now no longer with that friend?
Online is the easiest place to get your heart broken. You break your own heart by scrolling, but we're all a society that's chronically online. So it's hard to not get your heart
We're
broken.
out here like with broken
Broken
hearts.
hearts. Broken Hearts Club.
Broken heart club.
Yeah, that's what our society should be called. The Broken Heart Society. Like, every time we go online, like, we were not supposed to see people in this light so much. Back in the day, you saw your best friend maybe 3 times a week. Now you can see them 24/7 online if they're online. And that's terrifying. I don't want people to see me online 24/7, but I'm also posting online 24/7. So what am I thinking is going to happen? So it's a weird headspace to be in 2025, because what else do we do? And COVID definitely pushed us there, because you can't see your friends, and we resorted back to what we did when we were kids, but we missed each other. So it was like, here's what I'm doing. Would you like to do a quiz about me? So we all became these weird little narcissists that are just constantly chronically online.
Weird little narcissists who are chronically online. I know. Okay, can we talk about that for half a second?
Absolutely.
Because sometimes I give myself the creeps because, no, for real, I do give myself the creeps because I feel like I'm always like giving myself an evaluation of, am I a narcissist? Because sometimes I do watch what people are posting and I'm like, oh, that's too much. And then I kind of do the same behavior. And I'm like, am I being a narcissist? Am I being to like look at me? Like, and then sometimes what I feel like sometimes I share isn't truly like fully who I am. So then it's like, I'm a weird little narcissist.
Everyone portrays themselves so different online. Rebranding is such a hot topic right now, where everyone wants to rebrand into being their more authentic self. I fall into this. I am trying to rebrand myself to be authentic online and show up for people that are in the same position as me. And when I post 2 selfies in the same month, I feel like a weird little narcissist. I'm like, no one wants to see my face this much. So then I'll throw on 7 photos of my cats. I'll be like, here's some nature.
I'm gonna dilute my narcissism with
Just gonna dilute it a little bit, dilute it. I'm like, but I looked really good last month too, so here's another one. But I think that being able to evaluate yourself online is such an important thing to do. Like, make sure you're not just posting your face constantly, because that's the brand that you're portraying. Like, everyone has a personal brand online, and if you don't want it to come off as narcissistic, get your face offline and start posting your cats, because I'll be there for it.
Let's play a little game.
Absolutely.
You're new to me.
Are one of us gonna get our hearts broken right now?
Probably me.
Okay, perfect.
Because I'm going to ask you point blank right now. You're a girl that is a content creator. You're chronically online, so you're looking at a lot of content. What do you think of my content? Did my content make you want to be my friend?
Absolutely, that's why I'm here.
Okay, but you could be really honest. Like, what am I doing wrong?
I don't think you're doing anything wrong. I think you're showing up authentically for everything you've been through in the last 2 years. Like, you've been through a lot, and I think the last 2 years and then COVID, everyone's been through a lot. The world is changing and shifting. So you're showing up online for who you want to be with your new rebranding, because you are rebranding. You've been rebranding for like 2 years now, and we've talked about it offline.
I don't even know what I'm rebranding into.
So professional, and she's not gonna get her heart broken.
Oh, I have a broken heart and then some. I was laughing at you the other day when you were talking about going online and posting sappy, sad
Oh my God.
stories and then waking up in the middle of the night and deleting them because you're like, what am I doing?
Okay, so we've all been there. We've all had a boy break our heart or a partner break our heart, even if we weren't dating them.
Or unfriending.
Or unfriending, yeah. And you sip back some alcoholic beverages and then find a quote on Pinterest and you post that baby on your story. I don't know what I was fishing for, but at 4 a.m. when I saw it, I was like, what am I doing? Who am I? I'm a 30-something-year-old woman. I do not need to be doing this high school stuff. Not me.
I've so done that. I've done that so recently too.
Oh, I did it the other day, but now it's just on my close friends' stories. So, like, you get to see it, but not everyone else on my friend.
How do we do close friend stories?
In the settings of your Instagram, put who you want to see it as close friends. And then when you post, there's to your whole account or just to your close friends.
Okay, so there's an option.
There's an option. Yeah. And then when you get the little green circle around some of your friends, you're in their close friend circle.
Am I green on yours?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's why you get to see all my sappy Pinterest quotes. I was just going to say.
So speaking of friendships and being online and rebranding, is there some things that you can share from your own experience on how to show up authentically and, like what are those tips that you could give everybody that are listening today?
So currently with my personal Instagram, I'm trying to do a rebrand because I want to show up more authentically and not be showing up twice a month with a cat photo and a selfie. I want to like show my friends what I actually do for work, because that's something I get asked constantly. It's like, what are you doing for your 9 to 5? And I'm like, well, I don't have a 9 to 5. I have a 7 a.m. till 3 and sometimes a 6 a.m. until 10 p.m. But this is kind of what I do and how I do it. So I think that my niche, being a single female in her 30s, is to talk to other single females in their 30s about how your life doesn't have to be a cookie cutter and it can be whatever you make it as long as you're happy. So some things that I'm doing for tips is I always see posts online that are like, oh, for if you want to be an influencer, post this on Monday, this on Tuesday, this on Wednesday, but kind of flipping that script. And if it's on Monday, post a helpful tip for a healthy diet. I don't always have a healthy diet. I did not get this shape by being 75 hard girly. That's not me. But I can say, hey, Save on Foods is having a $2 sale on Tuesday. You should get there at 7 a.m. and go bulk up on all your favorite foods. Or on like a Wednesday, if it's like a self-care tip, have a glass of wine while you're journaling. It's super fun. You don't have to be journaling at 7 a.m., dumping all your thoughts down, saying, I want to achieve this in life. I want to achieve this in life. No, have a glass of wine or crack a cold beer and say, I did this today and I am so effing proud of myself. So I think that flipping the script of what influencers are online and what people's personal brands are to really be them and genuinely them is so important going into 2025. I know it's already March, but like we're not that far into the year. Keep it going and just showing up for yourself and then explaining to your friends, hey, don't make fun of me for what I'm doing, because that can be something that's super embarrassing to show up online when people only know you as posting memes or funny quotes. Being like, I'm trying to do this for me. You can be there or you cannot be there. Like, pick it. Doesn't really matter, but support me if you want to support me. If you don't want to support me, hit that unfollow button. You can follow me on 100 different platforms, not this one.
One of my favorite things to do online, show support, strengthen my friendships, personally, or with my favorite brands or with clients, is I love to reshare things that I'm doing with them. If I'm at a winery or something that I'm kind of doing, like it's a little mini vlog of like, this is my life. So it's a mix between work and things that I like and things that I enjoy to eat, drink, or do. In 2025, having that little mini vlog style, plus have it be very authentic to who you are and have it a little bit like a reality show.
Yeah.
Little bit of a reality show, a little snippet of really truly who you are.
And it's important to not make it the Truman Show. Make it a reality of yourself.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like, because I see so many people online that are posting
Enough fake stuff.
so much fake stuff.
Stop with the fake.
And I'm like, you don't need to narrate your fake stuff. I can see it. But going on the supporting your friends and businesses you love, it is free to support people online. Do it. Like your favorite business, comment on your favorite business's posts. If your favorite restaurant posts something that looks delicious, tell them it looks delicious. Say, this looks delicious. I'd love to come have it. And just engage, because that's what we're doing online. It's called social media for a reason. You have to be social on these accounts for people to build their communities and be comfortable posting online. There's nothing more awkward than posting a selfie and having a couple hundred likes, but not one person said anything. You're like, oh, do I not actually look that good? Or people just liking because of X, Y, and Z? Like, they like my shirt, but they're not saying it. So I think commenting is where we should be going in 2025. And then resharing in your story is amazing, because I run 2 businesses and one of them is a service-based business and one of them is a product-based business. Share my stuff so other people see it.
This is really good advice.
Such good advice, hey?
And I just want to thank you so much for coming on today. And girl, you are real. And I'm so glad that you came on. And I can't wait to have you back. And thank you for sharing all your little tidbits of insights and information for everybody to listen. And yeah, I just want to say thank you.
Well, thank you for having me and for being my friend.
You're welcome. No unfriending here.
No unfriending.
You got to believe.